Welcome back to another edition of Requesting a Good Company. It's me and John. We back at it again after Eagles win against the Giants. Um, Game day is for the birds. Just know that.
I'm rocking a Kelly Green Lane Johnson jersey today.
Whoa.
It's actually my wife's, but she gets bulky ones, so I'm able to fit it too. But yeah, that's what I went with today.
Nice. So this game, there was a lot of talk around the NFL about offense scoring and Nick Sirianni fighting with the fans. Well, it's an away game, so we didn't have to do that. We'd have to deal with that today.
Yeah, a lot of Eagles fans in the Giants at MetLife today, though,
It's a good day for them to be there.
for
Being
sure, for sure.
Saquon's return, there was a lot of storylines with that. Buddy went for 176 yards and a touchdown, 176 yards and a touchdown. Um, just a overall good game, offensively good, not very good. Defensively, it was a great game, in my
Yep.
opinion.
hmm Yep, this is a unit that I think continues to get better every single week. They're finally starting to dial up some pressure. Nolan Smith has racked up a couple of sacks the last couple of weeks. Josh Huff got his first sack today. Um, Josh Sweat picked up a sack. So we're finally starting to see these young defensive linemen, newly signed defensive linemen on this new look defensive line really starting to play well for the Eagles over the last couple of weeks. So extremely excited about that. You know, Jalen Carter was one that we were never really worried about. He's going to eat every single week. It seems like he walked away with 2 sacks today. I'll tell you, a player I was really impressed with today, and Kobe Dean played very well.
Yes, it is.
The Giants fans can't really talk much about what they're missing offensively because Malik Neighbors was back in the lineup. Quinion Mitchell did his job on him. I think this was the worst game that Malik Neighbors has played since he's came into the league. So, just from statistically speaking, so obviously the Giants actually looked like a team that could have used Saquon Barkley today. I'll just say that.
Big time. Big time. I don't know how many. Well, I can look at it to see how many yards Singletary went for because I don't feel like he was even. Um,
They were rotating quite a bit. There was a Tyrone Taylor, I think, that was getting a lot of carries.
yeah, Tyrone Tracy had 23 yards.
Tyrone Tracy. Okay.
Yeah, 23. The quarterback was Daniel Jones had 20 yards rushing. Devin Singletary had 18 yards rushing. The rushing attack was garbage. We finally stopped the run for once. We stopped the pass for real. They threw for 105 yards.
Yeah.
Which, most of those are once we took everybody out in the third quarter.
Right.
That was crazy to me. I have Jalen and AJ in fantasy football,
Yeah.
so I wasn't really hurting by it, but I would have liked to got one more series in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
I have Devontae, and he had a very quiet day. So,
yeah,
um, which is okay. I have Saquon in that same league, so that helped me. But that big win, quiet the haters. Everybody talking. This is a Giants team that they've been in every game. They've competed this year. That we know that they're not a very good football team. We know that, but they've been in every single game. They've competed, and they hadn't got beat like this. And today was a day where I talked about this last week. This is a football team that is just going to continue to get better and better and better. We have too many dogs on this team, too many good cooks in the kitchen for us to not be able to pick up some momentum and really get this thing rolling coming off, the bye week 2 weeks ago. Took care of Cleveland at home, come back and take care of the Giants today. I like what I'm seeing from this team. Let's take it on the road again. We got, and we have many home games coming. We are a team that has spent a lot of time on the road this first half of the season.
to put it in perspective, overall of the in the NFC East, the Giants lost to the Commanders by 3. They lost to the Cowboys by 5. It's our division. I don't
Yeah.
I don't think it's close, but people will say Washington's in there. I don't believe so.
I think we're just a team that's going to be able to outmatch them with all the firepower that we have offensively. Jalen in the first half, obviously, we still don't have any first quarter points. Frustrating, but he settled in there, made some good plays down the stretch. Obviously, the check down. Man, I was worried whenever he missed that third down throw to Smith, and then he came back and got the touchdown to AJ. Man, he had Devontae wide open underneath
And,
and just flat
and
out missed him.
you look like they show the camera angle from the back line. You can see like you have to see this. It's right in front of your face.
Mhm. Yeah. It appears that he's looking in that direction,
Yeah.
and
Well, he might not be though. He might be looking off. Who
yeah,
knows? But what I will say is it is so good to have AJ Brown back. I've said it, last week, obviously, but this week, I mean, it's just prevalent. Like third downs, throw it to AJ. He's gonna get it. Fourth down, I wouldn't have did that, but he tossed it up. AJ touchdown. I was hyped. Yeah.
that's our bread and butter, though. I mean, if you need a play, obviously a tush push for fourth and one, third and one situations, but a fade to AJ Brown seems to always be that's probably Jalen's best throw. Honestly, that's probably the best throw
Look,
that
the
he can
practice,
make.
if you watch like the preseason and all the like training camps, it
Mhm.
seems like every video that was coming out of training camp was Jalen throwing a fade to AJ Brown. Somebody
Yes.
probably on the other team could probably know that that's going to happen at least 3 times a game. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, it's good. Another person I think is uh doing well in a position that he, shouldn't be in because Goddard's hurt is that Capatera guy. I mean, he's playing good. He's playing good
Yep.
ball.
Yep, very serviceable. One thing they were doing that we're seeing some under center from the Eagles these days, which is interesting. They were rotating Van Sumeren in there, the linebacker at fullback.
Yeah, that was
He was creating some. He made that hole for that last big run that Saquon. You know, I think it was 41 yards. He ripped it off for. Kenny Gainwell added some spark in the backfield as well. So, this team's clicking. They're getting back to what we saw a couple of years ago, and it's just we are good enough to beat you through the air, good enough to beat you on the ground, and it's really just going to be a matter of pick your own poison down the stretch. I think just too many weapons to deal with. Offensive line was a little shaky at the beginning of the game, but they settled in very nicely. Landon Dickerson creating holes up there. Uh, that first big run that Saquon had, Cam Jurgens pulled on that play and got a good block outside there. The push propelled Saquon down for a big gain. So, this
it
is
didn't look as bad as like you would think with Jordan Mailata. Jordan can't ever say his last name right. Jordan not being in there.
that sounded good. You were right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, him going on IR earlier this week, you would expect our run game to be like questionable. It looked like at the beginning of the game they were stopping Saquon. But I mean, you're not gonna be able to stop him all game.
Seemed like he was getting about three yards off the carry, and then he would fall about 2 additional yards every time.
Which is
Uh,
crazy to think that we are that good and we're thinking like, oh, that's stopping Saquon. Five,
hmm
5 yards is stopping Saquon. That's
hmm
insane. That's insane to think of. I think this team is just going to be so amazing to watch. As long as we can keep it going, I say we score. We need it. We need a game where we put 35 up on somebody, though.
Yeah, I think it's coming. We get to play bad defense next week, so I'm really hoping I'm in attendance for that. We're going to see how tickets do this week, but you
Well,
know,
it lost to the Browns. It was very close. It was 21-14. They just ended.
yes,
But I'm pretty sure the Browns could have won this game. Deshaun Watson went out.
had started off pretty good as well until he had hurt his Achilles there. So
Oh yeah, he's done for. They took if he
yeah,
took Achilles, it's a wrap for him. But interesting enough, they took Jameson. He wasn't active today, so
yeah. Dorian Thompson.
that was
Uh,
advanced, I felt like.
yeah. Thompson Robinson. So I think he played at UCLA.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little surprised that Jameis wasn't back there. Um, but overall, I'm very pleased with where we're at. 4-2 could easily be 5-1 if not for that Atlanta game. Not to keep going back to that, but you
Yeah,
know,
a bad taste in your mouth though.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But this team's stacking up wins right now. I think they're going to keep it rolling, and they got some very winnable games coming up.
Uh, 60 seconds ago, Jaden Daniels got hurt. I
Oh
hate that
no,
for him.
yeah,
No, I mean, really, I do. I do.
yeah.
But I just say that's it's good doing these videos like right after the 1 o'clock window because like we get to see the rest of the NFL and stuff keeps popping up as we're shooting. I want to get your opinions on next week's game. Do you have a prediction score wise, prediction on how we win the game, or prediction on um, how we stop Joe Burrow? I guess.
Yeah, I'm I've been very pleased with the way the Eagles outside of that Tampa Bay game, the Eagles secondary is tend to play just about every single week. Quinion Mitchell to me looks like a corner that can eventually be one of these guys that we're talking about being the best corner in the league. I genuinely think that he has the tools, the mechanics, and the mindset to be one of those guys. One of the people that we talk about being the best, best corners in the NFL. I genuinely think that it's something that can happen someday. We'll probably see him primarily on uh, Jamar Chase next week. If that's the case, then I say bring it on. He played a really tough receiver, had a tough matchup today. He excelled. I would say that he won that matchup. Darius Slay starting to play a little bit better. Cooper DeJean is bringing this team a lot of energy, especially on special teams. Punt returns have been fantastic, I think. And I'm very happy with
For
what
a
we're.
second, though. It was shaky at one point when they were running
Yeah.
into each other, but I think they took that gunner out actually. I don't think
Hmm.
he's in there anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's making plays in certain positions where you don't think he should. But
Hmm.
I'm happy for him. Uh Secondary wise, CJ Gardner Johnson also today. I didn't see too much from him. And it
Hmm.
made me a little nervous. He's usually one that's talking, screaming, talent making plays. It was interesting today. So that's
I
something.
guess in a game like today where, we just came out and took care of business right away, it didn't feel like he had to add those theatrics that he normally does,
Yeah.
which I'm completely fine with. This is a team that we have dominated over the last decade, as I had mentioned last week. So, for us to come out and just step on their necks like that, obviously is everything you want in your football team. 25-point victory. It was never close. It was never close. It genuinely felt like from beginning to end that the Eagles were going to win this game. And they did, and that's what you're supposed to do. That's what we expect. That's what we expect. I like these games that are very comfortable, and I can almost
Where do we get them?
I can like close my eyes in between plays and not feel like stressed out.
Yeah.
So,
I can go make a sandwich. I could do something fun in
hmm.
between, like a commercial break.
Hmm.
It's usually not the thing, but I'm happy that it was. It was a good day for us. Um, Predictions for next week's score.
You know, man,
I
we so
35,
so we haven't. What is it?
35-14.
35-14. That would be a complete performance. The Eagles haven't beat the Bengals since 2000. I was at the 2008 Bengals game when Donovan McNabb didn't know you could tie. In 2012, they came to the link and beat up on us pretty good with AJ Green and Andy Dalton. 2016, I was at that game, Carson Wentz rookie year, and he didn't play very well. And then in 2020, again, they tied again. which was crazy. But I feel good about it. I think it will be close. I'm gonna say Jake Elliott puts us ahead 31-28 with about 45 seconds left. And I think we'll hold on.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I think it'll be close.
I hope
They're not terrible, but
they are.
yeah.
Joe Burrow's not who people think he is.
Oh wow. Wow.
It's
I'm
like
not sure. So when the Eagles are playing at 1 o'clock, I don't really pay attention to red zone or anything else. I try to lock in on the Eagles that way. I can come on here and sound like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so very pleased with this win today, and I think they're going to keep it rolling. I think they're one of the better teams. Vikings got in the loss column today. I saw that.
it's good for everybody. It's good for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Detroit to me seem like the cream of the crop in the NFC right now.
Detroit is us. We are the same team in reality. I mean, we have we actually have better receivers. Ah, I'm in Ross
Mhm.
nasty, but
Yeah.
A nasty.
Hmm.
Jamison Williams versus Devontae Smith. I'm taking Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Saquon over Gibbs and Montgomery, unless you put them together and make one person, then you got Saquon.
I think Montgomery got carted off today. I'm not sure what his status is, if he was okay or if he came back into the game. But
Their line, when healthy, can compete with the Eagles' line healthy.
oh
Same,
yeah, they have one of the best offensive lines for sure.
but their defense
Uh,
is not our defense. We took the
no,
player
no,
off the
I
defense.
think we're better defensively than they are.
Yeah. So the Lions are good. My wife's families are all Lions fans. I can't talk too nasty about them. I would dread the day that if we're in the playoffs and we have to play the Lions. I would hate that.
Mhm. Yeah,
I would
it'd be
hate
a tough game. Be a tough game for sure. I interested to see how San Francisco does against Kansas City today. Kansas City's thin at wide receiver, so that makes things interesting. But they're playing right now, so we'll see how that goes.
All I need is Kareem Hunt to get into the end zone, and I could sleep good tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well,
Well, it's been another good episode of Requesting Good Company. We'll be back at it again next week. Cincinnati, I'm sure we'll have a special guest. We might need to shoot it before the game in case I don't want to be on after the game.
yeah.
Uh, but I appreciate you, John.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.